a blue horse, and one with some underwear on. Get out of here and give me that mop, the wooden mop. We can be the hero of grime if we want to hold on to that. Hey guys, it's Adam aka Swimming Bird, and welcome to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild on Nintendo Switch. This is part 6, so if you missed any episodes so far, please check out the links down in the description to get caught up. Alright, this is it. We are about to take our first jump into a much larger world. But we've been up here long enough. Hyrule awaits! Let's go! So even from the tower, our stamina should hold out until we make it all the way down gently. It's a little scary, but not too reckless just to jump off of stuff now. So last time, we finished up the trials on the Great Plateau to get our new paraglider, and learned about the downfall of Hyrule when the Calamity Ganon attacked 100 years ago. So definitely check that out if you haven't already. But now we have our mission. Help Princess Zelda destroy Ganon and save the land. And we could run right up to the doorstep of Hyrule Castle there and try our luck, but I'm gonna prep a little bit first, get some stronger gear, build a better Link who's up to the task. This is Hyrule Kingdom proper, and it's a scary place because we're getting attacked immediately. Definitely tougher than the Great Plateau, but it's nighttime, so it's to be expected that we're gonna see some more enemies. Gonna take out his buddies' faces while we're waiting for him to lower his guard and let me get in there. There we go. All right, yeah, so Stalbokoblin, nothing too new, but back there, this is the Breath of the Wild version of a Moblin, and they're all lanky and gangly and weird looking, but I love them. They grew on me a lot. I wasn't sure at first about their design, but after playing the game, they have so much personality like all the other enemies. I definitely like those guys now. So this is the route that we're gonna head on, and if we go all the way out here, we can seek out Impa. So that's the path I want to go. It is a long run, and there's Moblin along the way to fight, so I am going to do something that I've been looking forward to for a while, tame a horse. And if you do want to run without using too much stamina, there's a strange little trick. If you hit down on the control pad, Link will whistle, and this is mostly for calling your horse or other companions, but if you hold it and tap the dash button, then you will run without using any stamina. And it looks like he's not whistling, but he's actually whistling a ton. So any monsters in the area or creatures are gonna hear you. You gotta be careful about that. But it's a nice way to get around without using any stamina. Ooh, we got some travelers here. First people we've seen since the old man, and they are being attacked by monsters. So I'm gonna help them out here by using my spear and just hitting through both of them. There we go. You guys all right? I appreciate the help back there. Ooh. Energizing glazed mushroom, thank you. So that's gonna give me a little stamina boost if I need it. We really need to get to safety. Okay, Mills, and this is his partner, Mina. We're all right. We should count ourselves lucky for that. And they're kind of wandering in the middle of the night, so no wonder they got attacked, but they're probably treasure hunters. Something I really love about this game is I wasn't sure how many characters we'd have, like people, but there are tons of them, not even just in the towns and stables, but they all have names, they have schedules, like in Majora's Mask, they'll do different stuff during the day and night, and also during different weather conditions they'll react and everything, so definitely a very living world. I'm gonna steal some of their treasure though. This is an emblazoned shield, traditional design from Necluda, which we're actually heading to that province, and they have a lot of cows, so I think that's why that's on the shield there. That's a swarm of geese, and they can be really intimidating. They come out at night a lot, but if you just kill a couple of them, you should be okay, or you could drop a bomb and just blast a ton of them, and then the other ones will just flee. So yeah, whether you take out 1 or 2 or 20, then they won't leave you, or they'll leave you good stuff, but they won't bother you for too long. All right, so this is the way to the horses, and ooh, we got a chest here, floating. I've already spotted some of them in the distance. Now, wooden chests, they can blow up from a bomb, so you gotta be a little careful or you'll lose your loot. But I did spot some fish down there. Not the nicest way to fish, but without a fishing rod in this game, you can use bombs to try to get some fish out of the water. So let's throw a couple in there and see what we get floating up to the surface. Oh, I feel bad. There goes the chest. But yeah, lots of chests that are underwater. If they're metal, you can use the magnesis rune to get them, and then the wooden ones that float, you can, of course, use Cryonis to make them jump up like that. Okay, so we got a couple horses there, and a fox sitting around. He's a little paranoid. So we got a blue horse and one with some underwear on. Now, any horse that is a solid color is probably the one you want to go for. They tend to have better stats, but they're more wild in temperament, so they're going to be tougher to tame. And, ooh, we got some enemies. There's a moblin sleeping over there that I need to be careful about. See if we can take these guys out without waking him up, because that's not going to be good. Oh, no, he heard. All right, our first moblin battle here is going to happen, whether we want it to or not. I could run, but I don't want to spook the horses. Come here, buddy. He's got a Boko bat, which is much tougher than this club here, and does more damage. He's just swinging it around like it's nothing, though. I'll use my better sword on him before he kicks me. There we go. All right. He's got horns and fangs, just like Bokoblin as well, so we can use those for elixirs. I'm going to steal his bat. There we are. All right. But yeah, the horses with the solid colors, they tend to have better stats. They're just a little more wild, so they're tougher to tame and get a bond with. And the ones with spots tend to be more gentle and easier to tame, but maybe not as good stats. That's a Korok. I almost thought it was a fairy at first, but it's a little Korok hiding. I can hear the keys descending on me. Ah, get out of here. I need an apple or something, because we're taking a little bit of damage. We should be all right. Grab another bomb as they make another run at me. Here they come. Stay away from those horses. Bam. There we go. Only a couple that time. Didn't beat my record, but at least we got them out of here. Okay. Now, horses, just like the other animals and enemies and stuff, you got to be a little careful. They can hear you from far off. I think some of them already got scared. That one is just kind of sitting there. I wonder if we could jump in. So normally, if you get close to them, you got to, yeah, a little too far. If you get close to them, you have to hit A to mount them. And you can do that with some other animals too, like deer and bears and weird stuff. But yeah, horses are our main way to get around. See if we can look through the foliage. And I could just glide in, and then I could land right on him and try to soothe him with L. This is a calm temperament horse. So he's got the spot. So he almost instantly loved me. But to get a bond up, you gotta hit L as you're riding around. And the best way to do it is when your horse listens to you. So if it actually does what you want, if you hit L after that, more often than not, you will get some hearts. And there's a fast way to tame them. You could feed them apples and stuff, but one of the faster ways is just jump on them, tell them to go, and then soothe them, and then jump off and repeat. So it's a little tedious, but I think you might as well just ride around and soothe them as you go, because it's a pretty quick process. And again, feed them some carrots, some apples and stuff if you really want them to be soothed faster and like you that much quicker. Having max bond means that they will listen to you and not disobey. Like this horse is trying to go off the road. I'm trying to steer him back and say, hey, follow this path here. And if you let go of the control stick, the horse will actually follow the path. So I'm not even touching anything right now, and he should. Oh, no, he's going off because he doesn't like me yet. But once it's fully bonded with me, we will be able to ride this path, and you can focus on fighting bats and shooting arrows or looking around for good stuff. Now, a slower horse isn't necessarily bad. There's so much stuff to do in this game that sometimes you want a horse that's going to take its time a little bit, and this one still has a couple of boosts. They do have 5 stats, as we'll see here at the stable, and I don't know, I think I might keep this one. This is the first horse we landed on, and I like it. It has a weird diaper. But, you can always get better horses as you go. The starting areas have horses that aren't quite as good, but if we head towards that glowing mountain, there's some really good horses in that area. You just need more stamina to be able to jump on them long enough to soothe them and break their will so that they listen to you long enough to like you. This is the OUTSKIRT stable, and there's a pup here. Hello. So while I'm doing my stable business, I'm going to leave a couple apples on the ground. My horse will try to eat these, but I'm going to leave those for the doggy, and he'll like me as well. We can't take dogs with us, unfortunately, but if you feed the dogs food, they'll show you secrets, so that's a good way to find some good stuff. This is Embry. Welcome to my stable. We deal in all things horse-related, and we also double as an inn. Huh? I haven't seen your face before. Do you know about the stable system? I do, but let's listen to what he has to say. Then allow me to explain. You can board your horse companions with us and then summon them as you please from our network of stables. You may have come across wild horses during your travels. If you catch one rider here to register it, it'll become your horse companion. One person can board up to 5 horses, and you're able to swap horses in and out as you please. Do you know how to catch a wild horse? I do. We're sitting on one right now. Okay, to catch a wild horse, all you have to do is approach it from behind slowly so it doesn't notice you, or you could glide in on it like I did. and then hop on. These are wild animals we're talking about, so if the horse you're riding starts acting up, try soothing it. It'll eventually settle down. When that happens, bring it to me. Take a while for wild horses to get used to being ridden. They may change directions or slow down on their own until you earn their trust and respect. If your horse disobeys your directions, you may want to gently redirect it and then calm it. If you continue interacting that way, your horse will naturally begin to trust you and become more obedient. That's all I can tell you about the subject, stranger. Welcome to the stable. If you come with a wild horse, you can register with us here. If you want to stay for a rest, please head to the counter inside. So let's register this new horse and see what its stats are. So straight down the board, it's got 2 out of 5 stars. And 5-star horses, very rare to get those stats. We're almost fully bonded with it. It's a gentle temperament. Not too bad stats for the start. Strength means how much health it has and how many hits it can take before it dies. And don't worry too much if your horse dies. We'll go into that later. Speed is how fast it goes, obviously. And stamina is how many boosts it has, how many of those spurs. Let's register this horse. It's got a fun hairstyle and a weird pair of underwear on it. Not a problem. We charge a registration fee to help support our conservation efforts. The fee also gets you a locally made saddle and bridle for your horse. Fee is 20 rupees. Is that okay? Well, we don't have any rupees, actually. So you won't be registering then. That's unfortunate. Anything else? Well, I need to get some rupees real quick. All right, we'll be here if you need us. So let's, maybe I could feed this one an apple as well so we get the last little bit of bond. I'll do a couple apples. You can have those, buddy. And if we do find a salesman, there should be one around here. That dog's having fun eating those. Beetle, are you here, my man? There he is. Beetle returns from Skyward Sword, as well as Wind Waker. He's sleeping. Hey, I don't believe I've made your acquaintance. The name's Beetle, but you can call me. Actually, let's just stick with Beetle. But even if you forget my face, you can remember me by my beetle-shaped backpack. Wow. Despite these dangerous times, you'll find me traveling all over Hyrule to fulfill your shopping needs. I stock many special bugs and must-have items for travelers, and I always charge a fair price, or my name's not Beetle. I also buy all sorts of things. If you're in need of rupees, gemstones in particular fetch a high price. How can I help you today? So let's sell some stuff. Would you like to sell? I've got a bunch of rubies that we can get rid of, so let's do that. They're worth a lot. So yeah, 630 rupees for a couple of rubies. Thank you very much. Thank you. Is there anything else you would like to sell? He doesn't actually say the, thank you in this, which is a little sad, but he's got a lot of things to say. And that's probably good. I could sell some of this opal as well. We don't need too many more rupees. It's not too expensive to stay at the inn and register. Thank you very much. Do you have anything else? I'll buy anything. Thanks for the business. And let's see what he has. He always has arrows that he'll restock after a time, but he tends to have bugs and critters mostly that we can get to make elixirs. And it's kind of expensive, but I tend to make a habit of just buying all of the arrows that he has. That way I keep my stock of arrows pretty high. You can see he charges quite a bit, but now we've got a bunch more arrows. Thanks for the business. Did you need anything else? Thank you very much. Hope to see you again soon. All right, so now that we've got rupees, let's, my horse didn't even want these apples. Hey, what are you doing? You can't even see the apples because of his haircut. Okay, so let's talk to Embry one more time from the side of the curtain and get our horse registered here. Here we go. Gotcha. You sure this is the one? Yep. Not a problem. We charge a registration fee. Yep. So we got all that. Now it's going to have a saddle and everything, so it's not as wild looking, but now we'll be able to whistle it and board it and everything. So enter name, I think. So we only have 9 characters. We can't name it like Surefire Winner or Grandpa's Sunday Paper or something, like a horse name that you'd normally see in the real world. I hope you guys like this name. It was just the first thing that popped into my head when I saw one of these guys. This is Diaper Boy, because he's got that diaper on. Are you sure you want to name this horse Diaper Boy? That's a really weird name for a horse. Yes, your registration is complete. Would you like to take your new horse with you? Yep, let's do it. Thank you. And we'll see you next time. So this is the last time Diaper Boy is going to not have a saddle. And there he goes. It's magically on there. Oh, and by the way, if you get separated from your horse, you can whistle and it'll come running. So it's not going to work over too long of a distance, but your horse isn't magic. It can't hear you if you're too far away, so do keep that in mind. All right, Diaper Boy, I love you. Eat those apples. Here we go. Okay, so the puppy is going to take us to where a hidden chest, usually it's metal, so yeah, it's right here. Okay, so he guides us to his favorite treasure where he buried this chest. And I think you can find them even without the dog helping you. There we go. Man, we probably didn't even need to sell anything if I got that. I'm gonna steal this woodcutter's axe. And it looks like, there we go, Diaper Boy's having a feast. Once you are maxed out on the bond, at certain stables, over on the side, there'll be a little trough here with some horses, usually a donkey too. And if there's a lady here, she's not always here at every stable. It's a different character too. If she is there, then you can talk to her and do some cool stuff. So this is a good early stable where you can actually do this. So let's talk to her. Hopefully I have enough bond. Hello there, traveler. Welcome to our stable. You will stay a while, won't you? This is County. Oh, so she's gonna take a look at my horse here. Diaper Boy, what kind of name is that? Oh, that's a mighty fine horse you have there. If you're interested, may I help you change your horse's gear or mane? Yes, please. Oh, but you should know, I'm only interested in horses that are raised with lots of love. How's your horse faring on that front? She's just gonna stare into its eyes. Wow, this one's eyes are positively sparkling with affection. I can tell this little one is just head over heels for you. That settles it. I'll gladly help you out with some gear. So here we go. What would you like to change? We can change the mane. We have the normal mane that you'll see, most of the time. We got lucky and got the long mane there, a different style. The mohawk one is really cool. I'm thinking about that. There's a French braid, a floral pattern, which is like the long one, but it's got flowers in it and on the tail. There's a braided one. Also long, but bunch of different colors that you can use. I don't know. I'm tempted to give Diaper Boy a haircut so he can see a little better, although I do like his long mane. He's just not going to be able to see very well. I might save the mohawk mane for another horse. Diaper Boy, let's give you a haircut. We could always go back. If, over time, I'll give him the longer one again. And if we had extra bridles, it looks like you don't have any other bridles yet, but I can help you put it on if you get one. So yeah, we don't have any saddles or bridles, but you can get those. There's a nice one from an amiibo. There's tons of them in the game, though, that you can get through different means. And that looks great. Please come back anytime you feel like changing your horse's gear. So there we are. We unfortunately can't find a donkey to ride, but look, he's got a nice haircut now. He can see much better as we gallop around. So there's a couple people here we can talk to and get some quests before we head out. Hey, welcome. You sound tired. Is it that obvious? I'm into horses, so I got a job with the Stable Association, which is great and all, but they dispatched me here in the middle of nowhere, which I can handle, but they have me working around the clock. I feel so hazy all the time. Sounds rough, buddy. If only I could eat some meat for energy, but the stable meals are vegetarian for the most part. What I wouldn't do for some fresh-caught raw gourmet meat. So gourmet meat, we can find that from stuff like bears and exotic creatures, so we'll see if we can hunt some here before too long. A traveler, tell me, have you seen a pure white horse anywhere? A long time back, my grandfather told me that he once saw the royal family's white horse grazing on Safula Hill. The thing is, just the other day, one of our customers said he saw a white horse on Safula Hill recently. Could it be a relative of the royal family's white horse from my grandfather's day? Well, if you happen to see a white horse on your travels, do you think you could bring it back to me? Leave it to me. Thank you. If you see the white horse, please register it at a stable and bring it to me. Beetle's in there. He's like, thank you's my line. The white horse on Safula Hill supposedly has a beautiful pure white coat without any molding. I hear it's very elusive, though. Good luck. So we could go after the royal white stallion, but we might not have enough stamina to actually break it right now and bring it back here. So it's pretty close by, though. So usually if you get a quest, it's going to be somewhere around the area, typically. Ooh, sorry, Diaper Boy. Watch out for the roots there. We're just going to talk to this lady here before we mosey on out. But we might have to get down because she's not... Yeah. You're finally here, Eliza. So it was true. I met the hero of Hyrule under this sacred tree. What? So, you're not the hero of Legend? I was so sure. But now that you mention it, you're way too scrawny to be the hero, and you don't have the legendary sword. If you happen to meet the hero who wields the legendary sword during your travels, tell him I'm waiting for him here. So there's another quest, my hero, and we can ask about the legendary sword. The stories say that the sword sleeps somewhere in the forest, waiting for the hero to awaken it. Oh, I wish I could meet him. Hee hee. Oh, come on, you know the hero who saves Hyrule whenever the Calamity takes hold. He carries the legendary sword in his back like it's no big thing. How cool is that? Diaper Boy's like, legendary hero? Ooh, I don't know about that. Okay. Please search for the hero of Hyrule. Tell him I'm waiting for him here. So if we happen to get the legendary sword, we can come back and talk to her. Now that, path down there heads into that other region, which is a little tougher, so we're gonna head back towards our destination on the map here. We got one guy who's kind of wandering out to talk to. He's got some glasses. He looks like one of the developers, possibly. This is Botrick. On the other side of those rocky mountains to the east are the ancient Colosseum ruins. It's a fell place teeming with monsters. Only scavengers hunting for weapons dare to go near the ruins. Say, on an entirely different topic, I've recently begun selling adventuring gear as I travel. Doing work as a watchman certainly fills my soul, but not my pockets. Maybe I'll buy. I apologize for only having arrows, but arrows are something that you can never have too many of, am I right? Might not buy some of the fire arrows, but again, I'm gonna clear him out on his normal arrow stock. We've got 144, so, they'll probably be pretty good for a while. There we go, 154. Use it well. Need anything else? Okay, farewell. All right, now back to my patrol. See ya, Botrick. So, yeah, we're gonna head back the other way now that we've got a horse. We've got Diaper Boy here. We are max bonded, and he should listen to us. So one thing you can do is, let go of the control stick. He will ride the road here, and I can keep an eye and move the camera around all cinematic and cool. We'll probably get another horse eventually, but I'm gonna stick with Diaper Boy for now. He's not the best horse, but he's my horse. And horses, I mentioned this in one of my preview videos, and I was talking about it being kind of like gears on a car. I know that those are spurs at the bottom and not gears. I think some people misinterpreted what I was saying, but horses, when you start out, you're not moving anywhere, so you'll just kind of stand still, and you can aim around, but you're not moving anywhere. If you hit A, you go into the next phase of walking. It's kind of like a little trot, and then you go into a bit of a run, and one more time will get you into that gallop, which is full speed except for when you use those boosts. So it is like it has little things you can shift between to go faster. And then if you want to go down any of those 4 stages, you just pull back, and you'll go back to kind of jogging, to a little trot, to standing still. So yeah, very easy to switch how fast you want to go. I really feel like these are the best horses in a game that I've played. And I've played Red Dead Redemption, and of course all the Zelda games that feature horses. There's a beautiful blue horse over there. Oh man, there's another Diaper Boy. I like the code on that one. I guess we gotta stick with this one. What if it was... I'm so tempted to just... Well, let me see if this one has better stats, because I still like the design a lot, but I feel bad if we... Oh man, he has 3. I feel bad that I named the other one that, but I might run back, forget the other Diaper Boy. I feel bad doing that. Maybe I need another name for this guy. I'm gonna jump back to the stable, because I do like having more boosts, but I also like this pattern. Okay, so Beetle's on the road. He's going, traveling places. You'll see him at a bunch of different stables. And during the day, a lot of people that hang out at the stable and kind of rest are just, walking around and doing other stuff. This Diaper Boy is very disobedient. I thought about it, and I was like, what if it's like Link, where there's different Links in the world, and they all inherit that name? What if this horse is also named Diaper Boy, but it is a little bit better stats, so it's gonna inherit the title. The other one is gonna be retired, so I feel silly, but I liked that name enough where I'm gonna use it again, and this is the new one. The other one, we'll keep at the stable, and it'll get to hang out on its own, and it'll be treated well here, but I think this is my new horse. I like the darker coat on it. It looks a lot more like the horse from the amiibo and the artwork and stuff. There we go. What if I just had a stable of 5 horses with the same name? That wouldn't be good. And I like the code on this one, so I think we're okay. I'm gonna build up my bond on the road. All right, so let's get out of here with our extra boosts. And I think that, so whenever you have a new horse registered that you're using, the other one goes back into the stable. And if you do leave a horse out in the world, then you can always just go back to the stable keeper and say, hey, I want to take out that same horse, and they'll go get it for you and bring it back instantly, so you don't have to wait, which is very handy. But another thing at the stable, if you do go inside and talk to them at the other side of the desk, you can rest, and at the normal stables, you can pay 20 to sleep, and that will recover all your hearts. It'll pass the time to whenever you want as well, so you can say morning, noon, evening, And you could do that at a campfire, but you wouldn't restore your hearts that way. And then the other option at a stable is to pay 40 rupees and get a soft bed, and that will give you a bonus heart, which is a temporary yellow heart, kind of like in Minecraft actually, where you get a bonus little chunk of health to help you out and keep you surviving longer. There's the Colosseum up there, and that's a scary place, so eventually we'll get up there and do that. And every time you get, you know, a decent way away from horses or where they graze, they'll, you know, respawn new ones. So there's other ones out there, probably better than this horse right here, but I'm sticking with this pattern. I don't know, for something about it really speaks to me. Okay, so let's head towards our goal, that set of peaks out there in the distance. Oops, I boosted too much, so you got to see they turn red. If you have a wild horse with their temperament, if it's wild, they will buck you off when you try to boost and they've run out. But the gentle ones will be nice. They'll just kind of complain a little bit, but they won't actually knock you off the back, so you don't have to worry too much about that. We got a big old Boko Club that I could use here to fight some of these moblin. I'm not gonna bother with the ones that aren't gonna go after me, but if we see some on the road, that is what I'm gonna do. Charge up this big, hey, club and let it rip on them. So, oh man, it's tough going from a horse that loves you to another that doesn't quite love you yet. And there might be some good stuff in here if we look around, but I'm not too worried about getting stuff early on because there's good gear and different things we'll find, like good weapons and things, but a lot of it is like rusty stuff that's not going to be that great or necessarily worth taking with us. I could leave an axe behind because I don't need two of them. But yeah, a lot of the stuff that you find early on is not necessarily anything that is too important. Usually equipment like armor and stuff will be in shrines or in towns, so you probably won't miss much just by not worrying about exploring too much in the ruins and things like that. But at the same time, it is worth doing if you want to take the time to do it. Somebody just rolled a boulder at my precious new horse. So we're going to be careful here. These ruins definitely don't look too welcoming. We got a sign. So Dueling Peaks and Hateno Village, that's where we're headed. Lake Hylia is over that way. But that is our marker here, and I'm actually going to put a pin so we head in the same direction on the map. Although, never mind, it's on there. I almost forgot that it does show up if you mark the quest, so I don't need that. But the pin serves the same function. Let's charge in and see how we do in combat here against a moblin. I missed him. Oh no, Diaper Boy, circle around. Come on, buddy. We're going after him. I gotta remember to soothe so that we can get a good charge on him and smack him. Oh, there we go. Look out! Oh my gosh! That didn't work out so much. Let's be careful and not get kicked. Yeah, this Boko Bat does not seem to hit so well on these guys, but they probably could just spin it around on the ground and take them out. There we go. If I throw it at him and just steal his, then he can't do much at all. There we go. All right, I apologize, Diaper Boy. He accidentally took a hit there that I feel bad about. And horses, they can die. You gotta have high strength on them if you're worried about that, but he should be okay. Let me feed him a couple apples, and we'll look around the ruins here. This Boko Bat is not cutting the mustard. I'm gonna let him eat while we see if we can find anything good. Tons of moblin around here, and it's looking pretty bright out. We haven't had rain or anything too much yet, so it's pretty lucky, but as we go along, we'll start seeing more and more scary weather conditions. Uh-oh. Got some. Uh-oh, they saw me. I was going to try to sneak around and get them, but they have grabbed their mops, and they're coming after me. This is a throwing spear, so maybe I should actually throw it at the blue bokoblin there. See if we can get some extra damage out of it. All right, we're good. The mop is like a spear, but very weak. And he is a gardening hoe. They're all using really weird makeshift weapons that, ooh, man, he launched me over the ruins there. But yeah, other than their leader, they've all got kind of bad weapons. He's using a rusty sword, so probably not the best either. Get out of here and give me that mop, the wooden mop. We can be the hero of grime if we want to hold down to that. Has some combat merit. And then this is a farming hoe. Is it not too bad, actually? Power-wise, maybe I will drop something here. I didn't really like the Boko Club. It felt like it wasn't the best at actually hitting stuff compared to some of the claymores and things that I've used in the past. And hopefully my horse has been eating those apples while I've been off battling. You good, buddy? Because yeah, you can actually heal stuff with apples just like you get healed with apples. There's a certain amiibo companion that we're going to use pretty soon here that is healed by feeding it stuff. It doesn't have to be apples, but... So I tend to feed my horse when it gets injured just to make sure it seems like it's going to be okay. I saw these little ruins here, and I want to make sure we're not missing anything. Yeah, there's a chest. So yeah, just grabbing stuff as you see it. It's definitely worth going off the beaten path to try to find good things. But at the same time, if you stick to the path, you usually find some good stuff as well. That is one of the best parts of this game, is that you can go off a path and find some cool stuff. But if you stick to the road, you might find some really good stuff and hit things in a better sequence. So do not ignore the roads for sure. This is the Bosch Kala Shrine. And I'm going to leave my horse. He disappeared for the cutscene. We're going to leave him outside as we go unlock this. And now we can warp here. So horse is really good for traveling into new and uncharted areas. But once you have kind of gone through an area, like later in the game, horses may be not as useful because you can just teleport and fast travel between all the shrines. And that is in towers as well. But one of the things I'd like to try maybe someday is playing the game without using the, fast travel system at all, to see what it would be like to have to use a horse to get around only, and just stick to hoofing it everywhere or walking to places. All right, we got a trial here. This is, so to you who say the same formula, this is Bosch Kala, the monk, and they offer the Wind Guides You trial. Okay, so this is a little bit of a test of our paragliding skills, but we can use the wind of these fans to jump around and get some good stuff as we go through. And they can also be stopped with stasis, so if we want to cut the wind out, that is an option, but I don't think we need to for this. So there's one that goes that way, another that takes us over here. We're going to follow this path. I remember this being kind of a rough one to get this one chest over here, because it's in a tricky spot. I'll see how I do. There's a little ramp going down there, but we're almost to the end already. Some of these early shrines are very quick to solve as long as you know what you're doing. So yeah, there's the ending right there, but there's a chest over on that spot. Let me see if I can run and jump and glide in time to get to it. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, timing that, you have to really grab your paraglider right as you jump, or you might not glide there and get to it in time. Let's see what we want to get rid of. I guess, well, let's get rid of this rusty claymore. I'll keep the mop for a little while longer, but I don't know if we want to be using that though. It'll break before long, but I like having a mop. It just seems like a nice weapon, handy to have. I'll put it on my back here. Okay, so let's glide over safely and not fall into the abyss. One thing that's nice, just like in most Zelda games, if you fall into a bottomless pit or off of something, you only lose a little bit of health, so you don't have to worry too much, but still, yeah, it can be a little tough in some of these to get some of the bonus chests. And if we check the map, I mentioned this before, but the chest next to the shrine name tells us we got all the chests inside. So there we go. We have passed the trial, and we've got our first new spirit orb. Your resourcefulness in overcoming this trial speaks to the promise of a hero. That one looks like they're just kind of hanging out and thinking. All right, so let's get our spirit orb. Da, 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 da. And we need 4, of course, if we want to get more stuff. Now, hearts are important for something later on, but I did mention you can swap stuff out. I'm probably going to put a lot into stamina, and then later, if we do need hearts or we go into a tough battle, I could always take it and plop it into hearts. I love the mop. I'm here just to, I wasn't actually meant to do the trial. I'm just kind of here to clean the shrine, but okay. Thanks for the spirit orb. Sorry that I killed you. Link has to mop up all the monks after they disintegrate into all those little glitter fragments. Okay. So before we ride off with a mop on our back, we could get, yeah, let's use that. Let's see how this does on a horse. Not to hit a horse, obviously. So yeah, you can hit A next to your horse to jump on them, but if you just kind of jump at them, then they will let you get on board. Also, there's some cool ways to get on top of him, like if you're in front of a horse and you hit A, he'll do a cool swing around like that. and stuff like in Twilight Princess, how you can jump on a certain way to get a nice running start. This is the Proxim Bridge. There's a little camp down there. There should be, yeah, there's a guy over here. I think there's a weird little Easter egg if I don't talk to him and just kind of... Wait a minute, please, think about what you're doing. Oh, I'm young, but you're even younger. I'm trying my best out here, but I get the feeling you're going to end up trying even harder in this world. That's the feeling I get when I look at your face, but maybe I'm nuts. You're fine, just don't be so careless. There are too many enjoyable things in the world to gamble with your life. He cares about me, but maybe I'm just gonna jump. He just saw me glide away. So it probably isn't, yeah. That's a mean prank to play on someone. Don't do that. Let's talk to him again. I think he only does that before you talk to him the first time. The end is here. I may be somewhat used to seeing bad omens by now, but that, well, let's just say it's badder than most. I'm sorry. We're doomed. I mean, don't panic. Sorry, who are you? Have we met? Well, it doesn't matter who you are, really. I was just getting tired of talking to myself, so you've come at a good time. By the by, those strange things that popped out of the ground, did you see them? I'm not talking about mushrooms here, I'm talking about those towers. They seem to be popped up all over the place. And that's not the only strange thing that's happened. Those long, deserted shrines suddenly started glowing. You know what this means, don't you? The end is here. And with all this craziness happening, I've been keeping an eye on that thing. Just to see if it suddenly starts moving, you know? What thing? I'm talking about the Guardian, of course. Haven't you heard the old stories about Hyrule? See that thing over there? The one shaped like an overturned urn? That is what I'm talking about. Did you know some of them can move? One of them once chased me down and tried to kill me. This one here? No, it's a different one. That one was closer to the castle, but before the forest. When they spot you, they shoot blue beams of light at you. Oh, I know. Man, I was so sure that was the end for me. I was prepared for the worst, but somehow managed to escape into the nearby woods. You think it was my lightning-fast reflexes that saved me? I wish. Truth is, I just got lucky. Anyway, here guardians like that still wander around Hyrule Castle. Be careful. Thank you, Brigo, the bridge guardian. So yeah, the guardians, we haven't seen the terrifying stalker versions yet, but they are pretty scary, so we gotta look out for them. And during the rain and night, he'll actually go over here to this little campfire and camp, so maybe I'll do that, and we can make it morning again, so it'll be a little easier to go around. There's some dancing bokoblins in the background there. All right, so we're gonna rest until the morning and get back to the adventure here. We're gonna head to the tower. I think we're gonna finish when we get to the tower for this area, because it's pretty close. Hello? Are you taking a break? I need directions. Where do you want to go? So we are headed to Kakariko Village, and that is, I see, Kakariko Village is that way. On the other side of the Dueling Peaks, there's a stable. Stop there and ask someone for further directions. Ask me whatever you want. I'm happy to chat for a while. So, what other places can we go to? The castle? Hyrule Castle? I don't know how many lives you've got, but a place with that many guardians, I guarantee you it's not enough. See that? You can see it in the distance. Honestly, I think you're better off just looking at it from here. It's right behind me. Ask me whatever you want. I'm happy to chat with you for a while. And the Great Plateau, we just came from there. The Great Plateau? Why would you possibly need to go to an abandoned place like that? How would you even begin to scale that cliff? Well, in any case, it's over there. And there are quite a few monsters about, though, so be careful. What are you up to, though? Just sitting here? Just patrolling. This bridge is an important route. I keep really busy making sure monsters don't nest here by chasing them off the bridge and stuff. Alright, good to know. Keep up the good work. Why not kill some time here? See you, Brigo. Alright, so we're heading towards those huge peaks there. And let me grab some Guardian loot, because it will be useful later on. Got an ancient screw. Yeah, there's so many little stops we can make along the way. And again, we can always come back for this stuff later. But I'm going to focus on riding the trail here and head towards the Dueling Peaks. There's that tower, though. You can already see it in the distance. I could pin that. That would be a good thing to do so we know when we're getting close to it. There it is. It's actually not that high up in the sky. And I thought I had a weird foot there for a second, but it was my gardening hoe. I forgot about that. Hey, can we ride through these flowers? We can. Let's go get this one. And, oh, okay. Jeez. Man, these Koroks, it feels like they're out to get me sometimes. Whoa, slow down, buddy. Man, he really wanted to get up here and get this seed. He's definitely rooting for me. All right, and of course, a thing I didn't mention, but I showed in the one preview, if you stop completely and then Z-target, then you can trot around, do some dressage movements to to really show off. Grab these flowers, some blue nightshade, which we can use for stealth. But yeah, trying to maneuver your horse into the right spot can be kind of rough. So using that is a good way to make sure you're not trotting off a ledge or something and killing your horse on accident. Okay, haha. There's another seed, and we've got enough for something useful here. So we're pretty close to that as well. Come here, diaper boy. He's just hanging out in the log. I don't know that name. I'm in between on it where I love it and am embarrassed by it at the same time, but I'm going with it. In for a penny, in for a pound. Okay, let's head down the cliff here. Look out for goats. They're easily frightened and do have meat, but if you are not on a horse, they will often just kind of try to ram you and do some extra damage. Ooh, what's going on out there? We got some suspicious looking grass in the water. So we're almost to the stable. Also, this is a familiar looking sight in this game. If you have a stasis rune, which of course we've got at this point, but if you have a weapon that you can use that can hit it hard enough, these little slabs usually have something good underneath. So there we go. Use that hammer and launch it into the river. So those are Octoroks. They're gonna try to get me as soon as I get close to them. And they can be annoying to deal with. You wanna use your shield to block their shots. If you're close enough, it'll just repel them right into the Octorok and it will hit it. But if you're too far away, then sometimes that won't work. And then you can hit A, just like with the Guardians, to deflect it. So that's a good way to knock them out and get them to stop bugging you and shoot. They're really accurate with those rocks. They can be annoying. They've got some weird little things that they drop that are maybe not the most useful, but they're very fun to mess around with. So I'm gonna climb down here and grab those. It's an octo balloon, an inflatable Octorok organ, has a lot of lift. So we can hold it in our hands and attach it to stuff, which is bizarre. Accidentally went under my Cryonis pillar there, so it shatters so that you don't drown. But yeah, these balloons are really strange, and we'll use them on something here sometime. But they let me just throw one on a chest or something, just so you guys get to see what they're like. But they don't seem the most useful necessarily, but they're really fun to mess around with. You can put them on bombs, and if you have a Korok leaf, it's really good for making the Korok leaf. Just oops, didn't mean to drop it there. It's good for making the Korok leaf, or making the bombs go into something. Oh, we can't attach it to a chest that's already been used. We'll have to do something else with it. But yeah, you can attach it to a ton of stuff, and we could put it on a bomb here while I'm talking about it, and then we'll just let the bomb go adrift where it will, and then it will maybe fall and just make a fart noise and land on somebody. But yeah, I could blow that up anytime I want, but it kind of goes with the wind unless you have a leaf to smack it in the right direction. You can put multiple balloons on stuff, and it's really odd concept that doesn't get used that much in this game. But if you want to use it, then all you need is to find enough Octoroks to let you do that. Let's use a little bit of stasis on this, because this looks like there's a Korok hiding here. But this is how this game goes. If you want to stop every few feet and look around, there's probably something to find. It's just, yeah, there's so much stuff that you can get really easily distracted. We're going to focus on the tower, though. I'm going to try not to stop too often on the way here. And but we'll have, I'm going to have fun with fighting stuff and do weird things, try out lots of odd methods. There's a sounds bizarre, but yeah, using Octorok balloon guts on things to drop bombs on them is really fun. So I think a lot of this game, the rewards, you can get stuff from fighting things, but another reward is just seeing what other weird things you can get up to in the course of combat and exploring. There's a Korok, it looked like, up on top of that hill, but again, yeah, I don't want to stop for every Korok or we'll be here forever. There's another sign for us to check out, but I'm gonna leave Diaper Boy here because we're almost getting to the tower. Yep, we're also pretty close to a stable. So this goat is gonna come after me and try to charge me. I'm just gonna get out of the way. But yeah, the stable up ahead was the first stable I actually went to, and I had a horse that was not tamed at this point, and it decided to go into the river and just swim away. So that was not fun. I did manage to get it back. I used the Cryonis to actually get it to come back to the shore, but I learned my lesson and found a stable a little closer this time. So this Korok is kind of pointing us in the right direction here, but this river is so fast that you definitely want to use Cryonis to get across. At this point, I had also forgotten about these some of these runes that I've got, because I don't, sometimes you don't use them that often if you're not around bodies of water. It had been a while since I used this one before, so I forgot about it, and then almost drowned trying to get through here. But we should be okay. Following the leaf. Ooh, if you happen to accidentally miss it, you can boost and try to get over. Just be careful of stamina. There we go. We get so many of these seeds that it's not necessary to go too far out of your way to save these little guys or find them. They're not getting saved. They're just, you're just playing games with them and having fun. Some of them maybe seem like they could be trapped, but at the same time, I think it's just like a little fun side thing, like finding the Maiamais and Link Between Worlds. Hey, here's a secret. So we're gonna finish up by climbing the tower and mapping out this area, which is typically what you want to do pretty early on if you find a new place to explore, because the sooner you map a place out, the sooner I got this axe, but I'm gonna keep the mop a little longer. It does more damage. The sooner you map a place out, the easier it is to go see what it is gonna be worth exploring. Like you'll see named areas and hills and stuff that are worth climbing up, but this is one of the easier towers to climb because it's mostly down in the ground. We got a big boost here already just by going up the way we did. But yeah, having the map is definitely handy. There tends to be a stable pretty close to the tower I think in almost every region there's a stable around it, so it's like some place to rest. It's just a good way to start exploring a new place. So my recommendation, as soon as you spot a tower, if you're going into a region, do that, then you'll have much more direction on where you might want to head. So luckily there's all these little spots to rest, but we can jump most of the way up here. I got that extra stamina from the beginning of the game, and there we go. Let's pop our Sheikah Slate in and download this data. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. Sheikah Tower activated. This is one of only 15 in the game, so enjoy the scenic views of the tower because, we don't get to see this too many times. And now we can teleport here, which is handy. There we go. And we didn't go to the shrine at the other stable. I forgot to find it, but all the stables tend to have a shrine near them anyways, too. Scanning area. All right, but if you get the shrines and the towers, it's much easier to get back to places. That's your way of teleporting to towns and stables and whatnot. So you just gotta, as long as you activate them, you don't actually have to clear them to be able to teleport to them, which is handy. And there we go. Our first big chunk of the map outside the plateau has been extracted. And we got an updated additional functionality. This doesn't happen too often either. This is the Sheikah sensor, so we can search for shrines right now. The sensor reacts when you're close to shrines that you have not yet visited. If you head in the direction where the reaction is strongest, you should be able to find the shrine. Okay, so we can either disable this. This is something that early on you might want to disable because it can be a little obnoxious. It is helpful, especially when you need to find if there's a shrine in the area, but Sheikah sensor now operational, and there it is, right down next to the map. The sensor indicator has been placed near the minimap. Search for shrines by moving in the direction of the strongest signal. So if you're facing a shrine, then it will start to blip. You're kind of, like, you have to be headed in that direction and aim at it, and then it will go crazy, because I know there's a shrine on the other side of the peak, and if we look up, we might be able to see some more of them. They're all over this place. But the way to disable it, go into the map screen, hit Y, and turn off. And there we go. I can find the shrines, I think. We'll be okay. I'm going to glide down now that we've got this tower. There is a shrine over there I can already spot. We got a Bokoblin camp and a skull. So much stuff that we can explore. But I'm going to return to my horse. Thank you guys for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoyed this. Maybe subscribe if you haven't. We are going to continue the adventure by heading through the dangerous dueling peaks towards the stable and seeking out Impa. In the next episode, goodbye.